Fakii, tuendelee.
So so we are told this guest is coming in from outside the country, and we have to prepare. And on the day the guest arrives, me and a colleague of mine who are working together called Evarita Kamau, she was in charge of marketing and sales. We go and check out the preparations, because this was a high-level guest and we didn't expect that would even get to meet them. So we go and we're going to check out just before the guest comes in. So as we go there, this guest has an advanced team, and the team come and ask, and this is now where I tell you who the guest was. Are you the team? Are you part of the team to receive Secretary Clinton?
Wow.
So we look at each other with the Verita, then we say, yes.
So this time you haven't been told who the high-level guest is?
No, we knew.
Oh, you
we
did?
knew. We knew.
Okay,
but we figured we'd never get to even, you know. So then they tell us, okay, so she'll come in, her convoy will come in this way, then she'll get off, then, you know, then she'll walk this way, then we'll introduce you. So now they get our names, our job titles, everything, all that, you know. So then when, and these are guys from the US Embassy here in Kenya. Then they come in, and now our colleagues, now the other managers also now join us. So, because us guys had gone to check out the preparations, then we go back to a corner somewhere, you know. But when we were asked that, we were like, we're not living here. You know? So we're also telling the photographers, Aki, please make sure when she's greeting me. Paka today have that photo.
This one,
you know?
this one here.
This one here.
So you got to meet her?
Yeah, I got to meet her.
Yeah.
Okay, not meet,
but
at least shake her hand, you know. Yeah, so...
And those are the kind of dignitaries that came. When TDJX came, I remember when we came with him down to Carnivore. But the who's and who's all came to Carnivore for that. Because Carnivore has that African experience. It's like going to the Mara, but within Nairobi.
Now, let me tell you the preparation before. And even before that, let me tell you something about Carnivore. Carnivore, at the back, has a water treatment plant. Carnivore recycles its water. Carnivore water, tap water, is so good you can drink it.
Whoa. In
fact, when I was at Carnivore, my first day at Carnivore, when I went for lunch with the other managers, when our food was brought, now this was before I got a card, when our food was brought, then I told one of the managers that I'd like some water. So then he tells a waiter, City Council White Billy. Like, what is that? So you know what City Council White is? It's tap water. But it was that good, like it was, so...
It's treated. It's healthy, it's good for consumption.
So after lunch, I was taken to the back where they walked me through a huge water treatment plant. This water treatment plant is so big that, I don't know if it still happens up to today, but at that time, the UN used to bring guests from other parts of Africa on a tour to show them that they want to implement this in other places. Yes. Yes.
Okay.
So, weeks before Hilary Clinton came to Carnivore, because that time when she came, she was the Secretary of State.
Yeah.
And she was coming in. It was after the handshake government at that point, because I remember during that gig, Kalonzo Musyoka was there, Raila was there, and Amos Kimunya was the trade minister. So he was like the host, because she had come for a trade thingy. The president at that time, Kibaki, wasn't there. Kibaki went for the function at KICC the next day. So this was the dinner.
But she also went to State House.
Yeah, she also went to State House. She went to State House. She went to all those places. It's just that Kibaki didn't come to Carnivore. Now, weeks before her coming to Carnivore, so that you know how intense these preparations are, someday we were walking at the Carnivore garden, in the field, at the gardens. I don't know what we were doing. I think it was prep for some gig or something. But I remember it was a weekday, so there were no people at the garden, so it was just us. So we're walking around. Then we happened to go to the edge of the field where there is a fence. Then I heard a rattle noise. When I looked, I saw someone in the fence.
What do you mean?
I saw someone in the fence.
Then
He came out. He was in combat gear. You know all those?
Yeah.
Yes.
What?
Weeks before she came in.
These guys
were on ground. And then let me tell you something so that you know how intense their preparations were. So there are some two guys, white guys. They came to the office one day. So they said they are from, I don't know if they said US Embassy or what, but they said they are from the sanitation department. And they wanted to see our waste disposal system. Let me put it in plain language. They wanted to see all whatever goes into the loos in Carnivore, where does it go? They wanted to see that.
And you look at them?
They had to be taken. Let me tell you, I had to Google to figure out why. Do you know, up to today, such high-level people, presidents, when they go to the loo, their whatevers don't go into the normal system like you and I. They're collected.
Oh, you're not about to start getting data about them?
Yeah. They collect them.
They collect the shit.
They collect the shit. By the Google that thing.
What?
They collect it. So they have to know if she has to go, where will it go? Will it go somewhere where it can be intercepted?
Yo.
So when that guy at the fence is there, maybe he's just checking if there are people who are planning to intercept that shit, literally. Yeah.
You know, that's
Imagine I had to Google that. Like, in some instances, there's a guy who just carries that bag.
Okay, let me ask you a question. So, and I don't know if I'm jumping the gun, but the day she came, you closed the whole place.
Now, this is what they do. They make you feel like you'll close it down. So you get scared. Then you don't close it down. But you can't do anything. Because if you were thinking of doing anything, you are not ready because you knew it would be closed down. Let me tell you, we gave out our names, ID copies, phone numbers, and the US Embassy or someone did a check on everyone, every employee. Like, they needed to know the employees who would be there on that day. And then you're told that on that day, to come to Carnivore, you have to make sure you carry your ID, your job ID, Nini, just be ready for anything, you know.
That, they take over that place.
And you're
that
told,
becomes American. It's like,
So now they tell you that at the barrier, Uko, there'll be someone from their side vetting everyone who comes in. So, you know, you come in ready. Let me tell you how deep we went. Any funny things that you carry in your moti, that day you make sure you don't carry them. Because you don't want to answer questions, you know. Even if it's just a kind tired jacket that you leave in them, that day you don't carry it. But the fear they put in you, then you get to the gate, there's none of them there.
Yes.
But by then, you guys are so clean.
Yes, I get
Kabisa.
you.
But let me tell you something I saw also.
Yeah.
Do you know the number? Have you gone even for a presidential event here in Nairobi when the president is going for an event outside of State House where people have set up, the number of times things move. So initially you're told she'll sit there, then she'll sit there, then she'll sit there. I remember by the time she sat and they were seated Raila, Kalonzo, Kimunya and her on the same round table, and just before then we had been told she'll be sitting on another table. When she sat there, you know, the food that was brought for Raila, before he touched it, was moved to her. Because the thinking is, right now in this country, you guys love Raila so much, you can't poison his food. It was pushed to her. But by then, the fear they had put was such that, number one, there's a chef
In
who
there
had
with
come,
her. Exactly.
who had come to Carnivore and started cooking for her. So now in your minds, you can't poison the food
Yes,
because she won't eat your food. But then eventually she eats the food. Let me tell you, and when I tell this story, some people think I'm making it up. So there's these two guys who came in the afternoon. So they asked for the food. They were served the food. Like, let me tell you, it was like a movie. So this guy sits, so the food is put there. This other guy has a briefcase. So he opens the briefcase. It has a screen inside. Then it has, you know, those two things you put for like in Hosi. So this guy opens his shirt and then those things are put on him. I swear to God. This guy starts eating as they're monitoring the screen.
These guys were just instilling another level
Let me
of
tell
fear.
you. Yani, let me tell you. I think they just make a spectacle. They make a spectacle so that they put the fear of God in you.
Yeah. I was when Obama came down to Kogelo, I was there. You guy, the day before, entering that place was like entering Fort, I don't even know, the White House. The day I arrived, it was so...
That's what they do. They just put the fear in you, kabisa. And then you can't anticipate things. Like, you know, we were so ready for so many different scenarios. Then you find it so easy. Then you're like...
So other guests came that day?
Other guests came. Of course, now, because the function was happening in the gardens was restricted to that event. But other guests went into Carnivore Kawaida.
Oh, so it wasn't happening in Carnivore, this
It was happening at the gardens.
Yes,
so other guests of the restaurant still went in.
Yeah, it was nice. Okay.
Because, you know, you'd have expected that. But at least one thing I know is that on that day, around the gardens,
security.
Our phones were not working. So we were on radios. But then the way it was someone from their team had to have a radio that was on frequency
with you guys.
So they could hear everything. And this person was working with a Kenyan who now would understand in case we go into Kiswahili.
Yo.
Yeah.
Okay. Aliwacha tip. Hiyo ndi swali. Aliongeza levy 10%.
You know, no, of course. Of course, that one is paid. That was a bill paid for by the Trade Ministry at that point.
Just please.
But it was an amazing experience. It was an amazing experience. Because you know that thing of like, it's so easy. Shake her hand. In fact, the funny thing is, when this guy from the embassy or whoever found out our names and our titles, then also someone from the protocol office of the Ministry of Trade came to do the same. So in the photo, you see Kimunya is introducing us to her. Because he's been briefed who these guys are.
Must have been a good moment.
It was a moment and a half. It was a moment and a half.
Sawa, okay, tuendelee. So tell us about the guy who made you leave Carnivore, or the moment, the experience. Or is there something else?
So, no, there's something that I was telling you about. There's something that I hadn't finished about the things that they did for my wedding.
Oh, yes.
So, you know the way for a wedding, I don't know if people still do it now, you have like your what's it called? That list. Gift registry. A lot of the items from our gift registry came from Carnivore.
Yo.
Yeah. They bought us a lot of things. They even came for the wedding. My GM at that point, Caesar, came for the wedding.
Who are you reporting to, by the way?
At that time, I was reporting to the operations manager, Martin Ogembo. And then at some point, I was reporting directly to Caesar Waganagwa, who was the general manager at that point.
Okay.
To top it off, when we told them that we were going to Mombasa on our honeymoon.
Oh, of course.
They gave us 3 nights at the Tamarind Apartments. plus a dinner at the Tamarind Dhow.
That's so cool.
Let me tell you, when you're looking to spend, and because at that time we couldn't go far, when you're looking at spending, especially after spending from the wedding, and then you're given 3 nights just like that, it was a big deal.
Yeah.
It was a big deal. And we're treated so well. Like, you get there are people to receive you. Yani, I felt like now a guest.
Yes.
You know, you expect that since you're going to a Tamarind property, you'll have to go and first talk to the manager.
Yes.
So that when we arrived, people waiting for us, Nini, yani, it was I'll always appreciate the directors, Mr. Misumi, Mr. Danford. I always appreciate them for that.
Okay.
At Carnivore, one of the days, there was a time when I think DJ Ben left.
DJ Ben was another guy who started off at Zigzag.
Oh,
Yep.
okay. So there was a time when DJ Ben left. Then we did a DJ search. And
So this is your role now to replace the DJ.
yeah. So
Fakii atakula chicken wings. Yeah, ataki hizi samosa. Unataka samosa?
niko sawa. So one of the DJs who we got was DJ E.
DJ E. Who's DJ E?
DJ E is right now, he's a big time DJ in Nairobi. In fact, right now he has an endorsement deal with Pioneer.
What?
Yes, DJ E.
Okay.
The other DJ who we got.
How did you get the DJ? How did you find him?
We
just use your network,
just
so
did
you
a call. Yeah, we did a call. Even DJ Ben got us some people to just come and audition. I think even Ben helped us with that audition. Then there's another DJ who we got, and I really liked this DJ. So we ended up employing him, but he didn't have a DJ name. It was just called Edgar. So Edgar was harsh. Like, I really liked the way he was playing, and because he was playing with character. You see, for me, I've always believed that as a DJ, even how you act.
Dude, it is so crazy because you are at HomeBoyz.
Yeah.
So it's not like, and you had done the DJ search.
Yes. So I know the value of the energy that a DJ passes on to an audience. So I could see that with Edgar. So Edgar had that thing, and then there's something that he used to do, like the way he used to play like this, like he's touching the decks like this. Then he had no name, so I joked that how about you use this and this name. He ended up using up until today, and he's done many gigs. He's played on radio stations, Nini, DJ Ban. Because he used to play like the decks are banning him. So I just told him like a joke, DJ Ban. And he went with it.
You cannot give that name. That's crazy.
He went with it. Yeah, so at Carnivore, when by the time I was at Carnivore, when I was getting into Carnivore, just before I got into Carnivore, I got a son. 2008.
And you got married?
2010. So we pushed the wedding to after.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So because the wedding was 2010. So 2008, actually when I was still I joined Carnivore later on in 2008, not February or March, because I remember my son was born in March 2008.
Yo.
And I was still at Capital. And when I went into Carnivore, because of the hours I was keeping, I used to end up missing out on a lot of his key moments. There's one day during my off day, Monday, when I went home, when I was at home and I was playing with him, then there's something that he did that I'd never seen. So I was so excited. I called my wife, who I think I don't know if she was at work at that time, or she wasn't in the house at that point. Then I called her and I told her, yo, Tamira's just done this and this and this. Tamir is the name of my son. Tamira's just done this and this and this and this. So my wife, she showed excitement at that point. But when I put the phone down, the maid told me amekuwa akifanya hivyo for a few weeks.
Wow.
I was like, hey, no, I can't do this. So I made the decision to leave. But by that time, because of having family, the decision to leave could not just be leave and then figure it out. So I reached out to 2 friends, and I'll mention them. And I told them, hey, I'm struggling kidogo, especially with a new family. I really need a day job. Because this night thing is not working out for me. So the 2 people I reached out to are Monali and Kevin Mulei.